Matt Gray is here on the Blaze Radio Network.
Great to have you with us. 888-900-3393. Also at Pat Unleashed on Twitter. There's just nothing going on. Everything's fine. Don't worry about it. The world is at peace. Things are tranquil and almost in a state of nirvana.
That's a good way to describe the world today.
I think so. Yeah. And so, you know, what we struggle with every day is, what are we going to talk about?
Right.
I mean, do we have to do another what's your favorite Disney character day?
Oh, I thought we were going to do favorite breakfast foods.
Or that. We could do that.
That's what we talked about before the show. I thought that was going to be our deal.
Breakfast foods, or should we just do cereals today? Because that's always a fun topic.
That would be a short one. Everyone knows Basic 4 is king of the hill.
Basic 4. I bet you're the only person alive who would say Basic 4 is the best cereal there is.
Well, it's got everything you need to start your day. What do you mean? What are you doing? I've got upstairs in my office right now.
I'm sure you do.
A file cabinet. I've tweeted a picture of this out before.
Full of Basic 4?
It's just packed to the brim of Basic 4. You got to be a Boy Scout, Pat. Be prepared, man.
It's crazy. Basic 4.
Well, I'm just being honest. What is the best cereal then, huh? Can you top Basic 4?
I can easily.
Oh, yeah?
Many times over. Many times over. With many, many different cereals. Reese's.
Okay, well,
most delicious cereal.
As far as the sweet category, yeah, absolutely. The Reese's Puffs cereal is very good.
Delicious. I love it.
We could do this for 2 hours, Joel. Well, the world just
really could.
Like
Well,
literally,
the world
the
is burning
flames
down
are around
around
this
us.
room. We're like, no, I'm not leaving till 8 o'clock.
You know, there was a time when sometimes you had opportunity to just do something silly, and we used to do it. We used to try to do frivolous Fridays, and every once in a while we still try, but it's hard because there's so much burning down around us every
and we've
stinking day.
Got the numbers to support that later, as far as inflation, cost of things. I mean, there's plenty there that isn't breakfast cereal talk.
And I mean, the situation with Israel. Do you know we don't even have an ambassador to Israel right now? Biden hasn't even bothered to nominate one. We don't have an ambassador to Israel?
I bet they never appoint one.
I mean, you would think coming into office, all right, that's one of the first ambassadorships, the first things as far as diplomacy you take care of, because that's, I don't know, somewhat of a volatile area. And a vital interest and a close ally. So you want to get that taken care of right away. Nope.
What do you think Samantha Power? What's she doing these days?
Oh, we should call her and see.
You know that they're going to send somebody at least with that mindset over there against Israel.
Yeah. Actually, Biden did say Israel has a right to defend itself, which kind of shocked me. Wow, that's as pro-Israel as I've ever heard from anybody in the Democrat Party. But it's amazing how all of the nonsense on Twitter is pro-Palestinian stuff. So much of it, anyway. I mean, there might be some pro-Israeli, but mostly because of indoctrination and because of people not knowing the history of this situation. Mostly, it's people who support the Palestinians and their terrorism. I mean, if the Palestinians weren't continually stirring things up, I'm pretty sure the Israelis would not be bombing their cities. I'm pretty sure. I feel pretty confident in that. You turn this thing around. If the Palestinians had nuclear weapons, how many times would they have used them already against Israel?
Right. Oh, no,
I mean, they would have destroyed Israel by now.
I saw a thing this morning where this guy explained that, you know how Israel blew up this apartment building or whatever it is, right? And like the world's like, oh my gosh, what are you doing? Okay, so Israel drops a non-explosive deal on it to basically say, hi, we're about to come over here.
Evacuate the building.
Yeah, and then they call all the people inside, all the businesses around there and stuff. They're like, yeah, we're about to blow that building up. This is hours-long process. Any bad guys that want to get out can. They know what's about to happen. Then they blow up the building because it's being used by terrorists to attack Israel.
Exactly.
I mean, exactly. They could not be more nicer in warfare.
I know. Who does that? Well, we do. We do as well. We drop food to our enemies after we bomb them. Hey, did we hurt somebody? Shoot! All right, here's dinner for the next 16 years. Okay?
Yeah.
And by the way, here's $20,000 per family. And is there anything else? Can we get you an order of fries with that?
Wait, are these
I don't know if you guys like fries, but man, we do in the U.S. But maybe, I don't want to push that on you. I don't want cultural appropriation things going on here.
If they're not bottomless fries, then it's an insult of an offer.
That's true.
Honestly.
Yeah. Does it have to be from Red Robin?
Preferably.
Yeah. Okay.
Those fries are superior.
They are good.
They're actually better than Basic 4 is for cereal.
Yeah. Okay.
Barely.
So, Wonder Woman, Gal Gadot, who is an Israeli. She's an Israeli citizen. She might have dual citizenship. I don't know. But she found out what it's like for everybody on the right. I mean, she is as far left as you can get, and makes no bones about it. And she talks about it all the time, her politics. She is not a conservative, but she is from Israel. And she actually said that she would like to see the violence in her home country stop. And she said, my heart breaks. My country is at war. I worry for my family, my friends. I worry for my people. This is a vicious cycle that's been going on for far too long. Israel deserves to live as a free and safe nation. Our neighbors deserve the same. Now, that seems to be also throwing in the Palestinians there just for correctness.
Yep.
All right.
Yep.
Yeah, and she probably believes. I mean, everybody believes, yes, they do deserve to. It's their own fault most of the time that they don't. But, yeah, okay. I pray for the victims and their families. I pray for this unimaginable hostility to end. I pray for our leaders to find the solution so we could live side by side in peace. I pray for better days. Oh, boy. The humanity. As Twitter and, I don't know, Instagram and everybody unleashed their nasty dogs on her. One of them said, is this Twitter? Yeah, it's a Twitter response. Gal Gadot is an ugly Zionist. What are you, blind?
That's funny.
As well as stupid. Gal Gadot is an ugly Zionist who can't act and is beyond pathetic. Time and time again, she shows y'all that she sides with the ethnic cleansing of Palestinians, and y'all act brand new every time. F that woman. Jeez. I mean, ethnic cleansing of Palestinians? That is so absolutely mindless and shows you have no idea what's going on over there. If they wanted to ethnic cleanse the Palestinians, they would have been cleansed a long time ago. We got this from Shaya Siddiqui. I'm glad Gal Gadot said what she said. People should see how Israelis have been laundering the genocide of Palestinians. It's just so ridiculous. Under a disingenuous call for the end of a conflict that has never existed. It's always been an extermination campaign. And that's true. From the other side. It's in the charter of Hamas. It was also, I believe, in the charter of the PLO, Palestinian Liberation Organization. Now that they've gone legit, supposedly, they may have removed that. I'm not sure. We should look that up. But they call for the end of Israel, the extermination of Israel. They teach that Israelis are pigs to little children on their television shows. Things like Mr. Rogers in Palestine are shows that teach Palestinian kids how evil Jews are. I mean, if you're a Western person with a Western mindset and a Judeo-Christian background at all, I don't understand. I don't understand how the Palestinians are the good guys to you. I don't get it. It shows an amazing amount of ignorance. And this goes on and on. She just got hammered over this. It'll be interesting to see if she backtracks on it. Then Andrew Yang expressed some support for Israel.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, he did. Then he got hammered.
Okay.
And then he backtracked.
He doesn't, yes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. You can't stick with it. He said, I'm standing with the people of Israel who are coming under bombardment attacks and condemn the Hamas terrorists. How dare you?
Wow.
How dare you? I spoke to... Then, okay, he gets the crap from Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez and others. I spoke to a group of volunteers for the campaign yesterday, some of whom have been with me for years. Many of them were upset with my recent tweet expressing solidarity with the people of Israel in conjunction with the violence in the region this week that has claimed the lives of innocents and children on both sides. They felt my tweet was overly simplistic. In my treatment of a conflict that has a long and complex history, full of tragedies, and they felt it failed to acknowledge the pain and suffering on both sides. They were, of course, correct. No, they weren't. But he continued. I mourn for every Palestinian life taken before its time, as I do for every Israeli. Suffering and pain and violence and death suffered by anyone hurts us all. All people want to be able to live in peace. We always for that ourselves and our children. That's a nice sentence structure there, Andrew. That's what I want in my mayor for if I lived in New York, is a guy who can say sentences like, "We always that for ourselves and our children."
Could have had him as president. Boy, we missed out.
Right? Yeah, we did. Yeah, we did. Yeah, how dare the Israelis occupy the West Bank? Also known, you know what the West Bank used to be known as? The Israelis occupy right now? It was called Judea and Samaria. Those sound familiar? I mean, everyone has always associated Judea with Palestinians, right? Not Israel. Aside from the ancient claim to that land, that is clear and obvious. I mean, there's the modern reality too. If you don't understand this conflict, you should delve into the recent history of the area and start in about 1947, and then work your way forward, and look at who has been trying to exterminate who or whom over that amount of time. For the last 70 years. The Palestinians and the surrounding Arabs in that region have tried to drive Israel into the sea from the very beginning. Now, when they partitioned that land, does it even do any good to explain? Everybody knows. When they partitioned the land, though, all of that area was Israel. And then they also partitioned off half of the area. So Israel had part of it, Palestine had part of it. There was a Palestine in the beginning.
So then what happened? Why aren't they why aren't they there today?
The Palestinians and their Arab friends all got together and said, "No, it's unacceptable to us that Israel will exist. They won't exist. We're gonna drive them into the sea." Okay,
because these other countries were going to step up. And in case it didn't work out, they were going to provide a place for the Palestinians to live, right? I mean, in their countries, correct?
Sure.
Say, look, as a backstop, in case this doesn't work out, this destruction of Israel, you guys can come and live in our country. Is that how it went down?
Not exactly.
Oh, then tell me what happened.
No.
Let's do our history lesson. I'm sorry to interrupt, Professor.
Well, okay. There was a war in 1948 where they tried to drive Israel into the sea, and Israel didn't allow it. So they won. Then, at that point, you would think, okay, yeah, we didn't get that accomplished. So why don't you come here into, let's say, Jordan, which has double the occupied space of Palestine that Israel has. But so, for instance, Jordan could have said, "Hey, okay, well, this was set aside for you guys anyway. Why don't you live here?"
And that's not what happened?
That's not what happened.
Oh, no.
They ignored them completely. In fact, they persecuted them. They fought with them. They tried to drive them out of their lands. Saudi Arabia, Egypt, nobody wanted the Palestinians. I mean, it is sad.
Yeah.
But it's not Israel's fault.
Okay, so then I bet they said, what, let's go and try again?
Let's go try again to drive Israel into the sea.
Yeah, let's go try it again. How'd that work out?
Yeah, but they waited clear until 1956.
Okay.
And that didn't work out well for them either.
Right. So then they said, hey, let's go try again?
But this time, it was 1967 now.
Right.
So it was 11 years later when the entire Arab world ganged up on Israel.
Oh, now they're in for it.
Uh-huh.
So then what happened?
And attacked, and the 6-Day War happened.
6 days?
6-Day War, yeah.
Wow.
Where Israel defeated their enemies in 6 days.
And then Israel, I would imagine, correct me if I'm wrong, Israel probably said, all right, look, enough of this. We're taking all this stuff and we're going to keep it.
Seems like you've heard some of this before.
Huh?
Yeah, no, they didn't do that.
Oh, that's not what happened.
No.
Then what happened?
Although they did maintain part of it so that they wouldn't be attacked from those areas again.
That's the excuse.
But they drove the Egyptians clear back to Egypt. They took over all of the Sinai Peninsula, all of it. That's a gigantic area.
And they held on to that till what? Was that 79? Or is that how long?
Was it that long?
I don't know. Is that the one where you know how they had a peace accord with Jimmy Carter and
with Egypt? That might be where they gave that
They're like,
back.
all right.
Yeah.
Here we go.
So they took all of that land. They went almost all the way to Damascus. They gave all that back. They went through Jordan. I mean, they annihilated the Arabs and gave almost all of it back. But they said this time it was ours anyway. We're gonna keep the West Bank. Sorry, because we don't want you launching attacks on us from that region. And they kept sort of East Jerusalem, which was occupied by Jordan up until that point. But they drove the Jordanians out of there. So it's just mind-numbing that people don't look into the history of this. It didn't end there, of course. I mean, they were attacked again in 73. They were attacked again in 81. Then there was the intifadas in the 90s. Then the 2000s. Then I think the last one was what, 2013? 2014? Maybe it was 2014. And now again, here we are again.
And they're attacking them from places that Israel's like, you guys can have the spot right here.
Right.
And that's where they're attacking them from. I'll tell you what didn't happen. The attacks didn't happen between 2017 and 2020. That's for sure. Because, see, there was a guy in office over in the United States. It was like,
yeah, anybody notice that?
Test us. Test it.
Huh.
Yeah, let's see what happens if you attack Israel.
It's really true. It's really true. Donald Trump was the best friend Israel's ever had.
Far and away.
And even in an American president, even over George W. Bush, probably over Ronald Reagan. I mean, Donald Trump did for Israel what nobody did, and everyone along the way kind of intimated that maybe we'll do that. Yeah, you know what? It might be a good idea to move the embassy, the U.S. embassy to Jerusalem, which is the capital of Israel. It might be a good idea. Nobody ever did until Donald Trump.
Yeah, and if you don't want to make the argument of they're God's people, and let's just say that doesn't apply to your way of thinking at all. How about just common sense? They're being attacked.
Over and over and over
I
again.
can't.
Yeah. But it's always the Palestinians that are the victims. Somehow on Twitter and Facebook and everywhere else, somehow the Palestinians are the victims of the terrible, horrifying, big bully Israelis. It's really amazing. It's unbelievable. All right, let me take a minute. Tell you about real estate agents I trust. If you're moving, maybe you're relocating to a new area, so you have to sell your house and you have to buy one. You need a realtor that you can really trust, somebody you can count on to give you the right kind of advice, somebody who can advise you on whether to repaint your house, because that can be expensive and a hassle, and whether you need to replace countertops, because that can be really expensive. whether you should remodel a room or whatever, and will you get your money out of it if you do? That's really important as well. Go to Real Estate Agents I Trust. These are agents who are the best in their area. They've got a lot of experience. They do this full time. They've done it for a long time, and they've got great track records. Real Estate Agents I Trust. The name says it all. realestateagentsitrust.com.
You're listening to Pat Gray Unleashed.
888-900-3393. Also at Pat Unleashed on Twitter. Kind of interesting though when the liberals eat their own, as they're doing with Gal Gadot. It'll be interesting to see if she backs off her stance about her home country. That would be a real shame if she did, but it wouldn't surprise me. I mean, certainly Andrew Yang, who is running for mayor of New York, why do you think it is that he even spoke out about this? You've got a lot of Jewish people in Manhattan. A lot of New York Jewish people. And so I'm sure he thought, okay, I'm going to ingratiate myself to the Jewish population here. And then he got hammered for it by all of the protesters. Did you see the massive protest from Palestinians? And then Israeli groups got together and they kind of went back and forth protesting each other in New York City yesterday. No. So yesterday or the day before, and it got a little ugly in some places, and NYPD had to try to separate the groups. Wound up making no arrests, which is amazing. But it's a tough situation because this new generation seems to be why would they be indoctrinated to be pro-Palestinian? Because they're indoctrinated in all left-wing ideology in our school system now. Oh, yes. Really wonderful. Really wonderful. Fun. We're seeing the fruits of that everywhere. This is kind of cool. If you get vaccinated in Ohio and you get a shot at $1 million, according to Mike DeWine, who is the governor of Ohio.
Atrocious.
Little incentive here. Kind of a novel program for people in his state to get vaccinated. If you get that shot, you'll have another shot at winning $1 million lottery. And he's a Republican.
Yeah.
Said only people who've gotten the vaccine will be eligible to win the prize, which will be paid for by federal coronavirus funds. 2 weeks from tonight, on May 26th, we will announce a winner of a separate drawing for adults who have received at least their first dose of the vaccine. This announcement will occur each Wednesday for 5 weeks, and the winner each Wednesday will receive $1 million. So they're actually giving away $5 million?
I don't know. I'm stuck on the line
right?
You said federal.
Yeah, the federal coronavirus funds. Yeah, they're using it to bribe people.
Your tax dollars.
I'm telling you, if you guarantee me the $1 million, I'll get your stupid shot. For $1 million, would you get the shot?
No.
If it's guaranteed, I'll give you $1 million if you go get this vaccine.
No.
Seriously?
Seriously.
Oh, I'm in.
This guy's a liar.
Thank you.
You didn't say is it tax free? Huh? No.
That I don't know. I doubt.
No, I'm saying if I get the shot, never mind.
Oh.
So they listen to this. We need this money for this pandemic. We need the states. We got to rush this bill through. We got to get this money. We got healthcare workers. They're overwhelmed. They need the PPE and all that crap. And a lottery. Are you for real? This country gets dumber by the minute.
It's astounding, really. It really is astounding. To be eligible to win, you must be at least 18 or older on the day of the drawing. You must be an Ohio resident, and you must be vaccinated before the drawing.
Why do I have to be an Ohio resident? I paid for that lottery.
That's true. Sure did. Incentive for kids in Ohio to get the vaccine now.
Oh, good. Now we're going to incentivize the kids getting the vaccine.
Yeah, they can't get they're not eligible for the $1 million, so we got to do something else to bribe them. Getting our 12 to 17-year-olds vaccinated is so important that we're going to have a separate incentive for them, according to Mike DeWine.
How are we going to bribe the kids?
Well, on May 18th, an electronic portal will be opened up for young people who have been vaccinated to be able to register. We'll do this every Wednesday for 5 straight Wednesdays, each time randomly selecting one student to receive the full a 4-year scholarship to what college? Do we know? Is it Ohio State?
I don't know.
Is it the college of their choice?
Probably a state college.
On Wednesday, May 26th, we'll announce the winner of a drawing of all those 17-year-olds and under. 17 and under who have been vaccinated. And the winner will receive a full 4-year scholarship to our state of Ohio universities. Yeah, so any of them.
You could go to any of them.
Any of them. This will include tuition, room and board, and books. Wow. I mean, that's a far cry from $1 million. But as bribes go, it's not bad. It's not terrible. If you guarantee me $1 million, you just pay me $1 million. I'll go get your stupid vaccine. And, you know, I paid for part of that anyway, so I'm just getting some of my money back, which would be nice. Also, a listener sent us this note about the experience her friend's husband is having with the vaccine.
Oh, this is terrible, man.
So I don't think he would do this again for $10 million. Hello, just wanted you to know, a dear friend of mine's hubby went into sudden cardiac arrest within 24 hours of getting the vax. He was fortunate that 2 Army nurses were close by and did CPR until the ambulance got there. They shocked him 3 times to get his heart started. He lived, but has a detached sternum and broken ribs.
Oh,
jeez.
So many of these, and this, you get the argument would be it's so rare. It's so rare that this is happening. Well, my goodness, the sample size of the audience. I mean, it either happens to them. We had a listener lose her mother. We have this person with a close friend. I'm getting reports all of the time of how it's affecting people of this audience and people they know.
I know.
My goodness.
She goes on to say, at first they said it had nothing to do with the vax. But after extensive testing, the doctor reversed his conclusions and said that is what caused his near-death experience. Oh, man. Well, that doctor's probably in trouble. Does he still have a job?
Probably looking for a new gig somewhere.
Oh, my God. Can you imagine? You can't say that. He will be canceled.
Did you hear about the health ambassador in India who went on TV to get the vaccine to show how safe it was and everything's cool? He died of a heart attack less than 24 hours later. But they're like, no, it had nothing to do with the vaccine.
It's pure coincidence.
Yeah, they're like, dude, he's old.
Pure coincidence. I mean,
he's like in his 50s. I mean, what do you need? He's lived a good life. I mean, these are all anecdotal on their surface, but my gosh.
In fact, had he not died of the heart attack, we would have put him down ourselves because he's just been too old and his quality of life wasn't there anymore. So we would have put him down, but we didn't need to because, you know, fortunately he had the heart attack.
Yeah, it worked out.
So, yeah. But if you believe any of this stuff, I mean, if you're curious enough to look into it, if you are convinced enough to just be skeptical, a tiny bit skeptical about the vaccines, like I am, you're an anti-vaxxer.
Right.
You're a conspiracy theorist anti-vaxxer.
Seriously.
In fact, the Merriam-Webster just changed their definition of anti-vaxxer to include people who oppose laws that mandate vaccination.
Now you're an anti-vaxxer. You're going to get that slur.
If you oppose a law that forces you to get a vaccine...
If you are against making a choice about your own body, then you're going to be labeled an anti-vaxxer.
Heaven help us. A person who opposes vaccination or laws that mandate vaccination. No, I'm sorry. That can't stand. That's unbelievable.
So what do you think about Fruity Pebbles?
I like them.
That's pretty good. I mean, that's up there, upper echelon of breakfast cereals, don't you think?
Yeah. I like Cocoa Pebbles, too.
Yeah, I can get cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs.
No, I don't like Cocoa Puffs. I like Cocoa Pebbles.
They're
they're delicious.
Okay.
But
just
Cocoa
stick with
Puffs,
the Pebbles. I'm sorry. Okay.
Yeah, the box with the bird on it, stay away from it.
Yeah.
It's not good. We often say we lead with our mistakes. Now, this didn't lead the show, but it is leading the segment. The video we played of the Pfizer CEO yesterday saying he hasn't gotten the vaccine yet.
Yeah.
Keith just found that, but it was from a while ago.
Yeah, so he actually did.
Do we know how long ago?
The video?
Yeah.
That I don't know. I know he got his
was it from
shot late
2019?
Oh, no.
No. Okay. It was at least during the whole pandemic situation.
Yeah, so he got a shot about 5 weeks ago, I guess.
Okay, so he has since been vaccinated.
Yeah.
So we don't have that.
Our bad.
We don't have that. Don't have the CEO of Pfizer to kick around. Dang it. Really
well, I mean, you could if you want to explore their history of lawsuits and, settlements.
Okay, sure.
And the billions of dollars they had to pay out for bribing doctors.
There is that.
But other than that,
what have they done? Nothing. They came up with a great vaccine that's 95% effective.
So you can get that vaccine.
Terrific.
And $1 million, perhaps, if you live in Ohio.
Yeah, right. But you got to be an Ohio resident. Sorry. All right, some tweets here. Spartan Patriot tweets, the best breakfast cereal. So everybody's actually going with the breakfast cereal
audience
thing.
Ever.
The best breakfast cereal is peanut butter Captain Crunch with chocolate milk. You're welcome.
I love it.
I've never tried it with chocolate milk, but that's a good idea. Then you get the chocolate and the peanut butter, like a Reese's.
That's a contender. However, Cap'n Crunch loses points with me because
it tears up the roof of your mouth.
It destroys the roof of your mouth.
And everybody knows it. I love it. It's delicious, but it does tear your mouth apart.
Why can't they fix that?
I don't know.
They could have the same taste, the same texture, but instead of like ridges on the little orange pieces,
make it smooth, maybe.
What is the deal? Come on, Cap'n.
I don't know. Cap'n Crunch has a lot of problems. Then there's the Oops All Berries.
Oh, okay.
They've been doing that for 35 years. What is this scam that you've made a mistake here?
I mean, seriously.
I'm starting to think you're doing it on purpose.
I'm starting to, too. I gave the old Cap'n the benefit of the doubt for quite a while.
I did, too.
And
for
I kept
like 20 years, I thought, wow, they screwed up again.
And well, the next time you went to the store, you would check the shelf to see, okay, have we fixed it yet?
No, they hadn't fixed it.
And it's still the oops.
Yeah.
We got it.
You got some incompetent employees, man.
Right.
Maybe you fire a few of them. Maybe the captain's too nice. I don't know.
Oh, you know what he did?
I don't know.
He probably did fire them. Now they're sitting at home collecting government checks, and they're like, I make more sitting on the couch than working for that guy.
That's right. Well, they're making $80,000 a year from the government. Why would they go back to Cap'n Crunch? They wouldn't. They wouldn't. So, Duct Tape Please tweets, Cookie Crisp and Reese's Puffs are my two favorite cereals. If I only go by taste.
Yeah, well,
what else is there?
See, now they mess with Cookie Crisp, though. Like
did they?
Yeah, the taste is...
really?
Yeah, they did something to it.
Huh.
Yeah, a while back, and they never went back. It's kind of like they messing with Coca-Cola and changed it to New Coke and then not going back. I forgot what it was. I just remember that. It really it upset me.
For a more balanced choice, I like Frosted Mini Wheats and Honey Bunches of Oats.
Yeah.
Probably the healthiest cereal I like is Honey Nut Cheerios. I love the Honey Nut Cheerios.
Yeah.
The actual Cheerios, you know, just with no sugar on them or honey flavoring, it tastes like, I don't know, cardboard, like you're eating a bowl of cardboard.
Yeah, like if you're a toddler, like and you'll give a toddler just like boring plain Cheerios, and then when you start giving them the Honey Nut Cheerios, it's almost like they've earned the respect now,
right?
Because now they've upgraded to something with flavor.
Yes. Kara 3022, favorite cereal? It's just caught on accidentally. A toss-up between these two that are now only available around Halloween. Boo Berry and Count Chocula.
Right. Why aren't those year-round?
Good stuff. I don't know.
Good.
I don't know. Caught between the moon and Snoob, York City.
Wow.
Says, Pat is more of a history professor than Bill Nye is a science guy.
Oh,
thank you. Thank
you. Absolutely.
We're not setting a very high standard there, but thank you. Proud Mr. Graybeard. Hey, kids, get your vaccine, and you could be awarded a full-ride scholarship to the state indoctrination camp of your choice.
Yay.
Yay. That's really true.
This world is
That's the sad part
insane.
of it. That's a really true statement. 888-900-3393. The other night, CNN dropped this important story on us. How to cautiously hug. There's likely one show of affection you've been craving during the pandemic. Experts weigh in what a safe snuggle looks like.
What a safe
You got to be kidding me. That is like you haven't hugged. If you haven't hugged in the last year, then
you're a loser.
Yeah,
I'll say it. You're just a loser.
I can't help you.
Maybe there's nobody that wants to hug you. It might have nothing to do with the pandemic. We've said this before. It's a good way to lose friends during the pandemic. Oh gosh, I just lost touch.
Yeah,
people you don't want to see.
I only hug people I know anyway, so I've been hugging all the people I normally hug. I don't like hugging strangers. I mean, I will if I'm kind of forced into it and it's an awkward situation.
Mm-hmm.
But
I will say I do appreciate when the show's over every morning how you go around and you hug myself, Corby, Rob, Daniel. I mean, at first it was awkward, and
but now you look forward to it.
Now it's like a part of my day, and I think that's one thing Martin really misses.
It's the Pat Gray hug at the end.
Pat Gray hug, yeah, because he used to get that, and that really
for a job well done. Here's a little hug.
Oh, look at that! Look, Martin heard you talking about him. He came in here. He wants a hug right now. So. Okay, he's got his hands up.
Yeah.
You're not going in there?
Not during the show, Martin. Sorry, it's got to be at the end.
It's tradition is
gotta
after
be at
the
end.
show. And it's too bad because you're busy at that time and it just doesn't work out.
You know what this will stop, though, is that little kissy face thing. At least coming out of the pandemic, I bet you it stops that. Don't be kissing people that you don't know. I hate that.
Is there someone in your life that does that?
Yes.
Oh, no. Oh, goodness.
And
I don't do that.
I do not like it.
I
do not like it, Sam. I am.
No.
I do not like it on my wife. I do not like it in my life.
Oh.
Yeah. When people, do the kiss on the cheek thing.
But in Europe.
That's why we left that freaking continent.
Because
of the kissy face thing. We're leaving. I'm sorry. We're not doing that.
I can't take any more of the PDA from strangers. I'm out of here, man.
Come on, man.
Come on, man.
Oh, yeah, that guy likes. Oh, there's a guy that likes to touch and feel and sniff and kiss and
right. Right. We're gonna play something from him in a minute.
Oh boy.
Well, it's actually from a British reporter, a British journalist on Sky News. This is the best criticism I've seen in the media, maybe ever, about Joe Biden. Maybe ever. I don't think I've seen anybody in the media with a criticism like this, and it has to come from somebody in Britain. It's pretty amazing. We'll share that with you in a minute here. But we've also got this Michael Smerconish thing endorsing, kind of endorsing. You be the judge. If Michael Smerconish is endorsing non-vaccine takers being ostracized.
If you aren't convinced to get it, then they're going to bribe you. And if that doesn't work, now we're going to shame you.
We're going to shame you. And if that doesn't work, we're going to jail you.
There was a USA Today essay that was published by a former prosecutor named Michael Stern. And I discussed this briefly on radio yesterday. He says, we've got to shun folks. We've got to shun people into getting vaccinated. The shunning suggestion is this. Businesses should make vaccination a requirement for employment. A COVID outbreak can shut down a business and be financially devastating, and failure to enforce basic health and safety measures is not fair to employees.
Pause it for a second.
Who have to work in offices.
Can you imagine? You've already been hired. You're working at a place now. Now, as a condition of your employment that didn't exist when you took the job, now you're going to tell them they must be vaccinated to keep the job? No. No. That can't be legal. It can't. It's certainly not right. And it can't be legal.
I don't think it can be legal before the fact either.
I don't think so either. But especially if you're already employed, now you're grandfathering in a suggestion that you have to be vaccinated to continue your employment.
I don't have to give anyone in HR my medical records.
Right.
I don't have to show up at work and be like, I'm on a... Imagine this. Imagine there is somebody that's HIV positive in your workplace, and they're undergoing treatments or whatever it is. What business is that of the employer? Really? Oh, let's do some test cases ASAP on this crap because it's getting out of hand fast.
And what happened to the HIPAA laws? I mean, all of a sudden, those are meaningless. We don't even think about it anymore. Wait, I don't have any medical privacy anymore? I thought Hillary Clinton pushed that through and guaranteed me medical privacy. Huh.
And then the argument will be made, hey, if you're on Obamacare, well, I mean, if the government's paying for your health insurance, then absolutely have every right to see how the patient is doing. And if
Fortunately, I'm not on Obamacare, but even if you are.
Right, but that's what they'll use. There's always going to be a way to get into your life.
All right, let's see the rest of this Smerconish.
Vaccination a requirement for employment. A COVID outbreak can shut down a business and be financially devastating, and failure to enforce basic health and safety measures is not fair to employees who have to work in offices, factories, and stores where close contact is required. Things should get personal, too. People should require friends to be vaccinated to attend the barbecues and birthday parties they host. Friends don't let friends spread COVID. Friends don't let friends spread COVID. Yesterday's survey question at Smerconish.com asked whether it's time to shun.
Spread COVID.
7,241 people responded. What do you think the percentage was who said yes?
I hope zero.
How about 73%?
Time to shun. 73%.
Yeah, he seems to agree with it.
Oh, totally.
Yeah, very much so. Yeah, we should shun people who don't get vaccinated. Yeah, shut up.
Can you imagine
just asinine.
having a barbecue?
That guy's a conservative, though. Oh, he's a conservative.
Yeah.
Having
a barbecue over. Cool. You need me to bring anything? Maybe I can bring some sodas or something. Yeah. Oh, don't forget, though. Bring your vaccination card. I can't let you in without that. Okay? You have to stay in the front yard. You can't come in. You can't go to the backyard where all the fun is.
In fact, I don't even want to see you again if you're not vaccinated. Because I don't want you spreading your filthy virus germs on me.
And you know what else you're jeopardizing? Future hugs and kissy faces and stuff.
That's right.
Definitely can't be doing that.
Not unless you're vaccinated.
In fact, let's just cut out the kissy stuff, period, regardless of any kind of
that would be
vaccination
my dream.
Status.
I have a dream today, friends, that we cut that out of our lives completely. Man, it's incredible. What is happening that you just couldn't have imagined 2 years ago? That you couldn't have. I mean, in 2019, we thought everything was kind of crappy, although we did have President Trump in office, but we still had this wokeness creeping in and all of our cultural things starting to change. But you couldn't envision a world where people would actually be agreeing with the sentiment that you shun people who don't receive a vaccine they don't want to get. Or that you make it a condition of employment even after they're already employed. Or that you couldn't get on a flight or any kind of transportation without a vaccine, without your passport. I got to see your papers, please. It's crazy. It's just crazy.
Kids,
and this is the United States of America?
Yeah, your kids going back to school, that's going to become a requirement. Colleges are already doing that.
They're already doing that. Absolutely.
It's going to be a condition in many states, probably, to get your driver's license.
Probably.
Any kind of benefits.
Won't be in Texas. It won't be in Texas. Not as long as we've got the leadership we have. And I think the leadership the kind of leadership we have right now, maybe not the exact same person, but the same mindset. Like-minded, the same mindset. It's going to continue for a while, even though they're trying desperately to change it in Texas. It's going to be a while before they do that. All right, 888-900-3393. Also, something else we couldn't imagined, I don't think a couple of years ago, would be gas shortages along the lines, and high inflation like we have right now, along the lines of 1978, 79, 1980 with Jimmy Carter. But here we are. Thank you, Joe Biden, for creating this incredible economy that we've got going right now. He's really good. He's done a really good job. Yeah. His Benny Johnson tweeted this out. Biden's first 100 days accomplishments. Okay, killed the Keystone XL pipeline. I think he did that the first day. Gas lines, $3 gas. That's just the national average. It's higher than that.
Yeah, $6 in L.A.
Inflation. Yeah, I think the official rate is 4.3% right now.
Yeah, and it breaks down. It's higher in some sectors.
Also, Glenn did this thing from, I can't remember what the website was, but the real inflation number, if we were to calculate it like they did back in 1980, it would be more like 10 to 12% right now, which is unbelievable.
It's like an extra tax, man.
At the crumbling dollar, rising unemployment, the open border crisis, which has been pushed to the back of our minds and the back burner because we've got so many other problems right now. Antifa terror squads, skyrocketing homicides, Israel burning, China rising, vaccination and masking. Yeah, that's a pretty good list. And he's done a really wonderful job so far, hasn't he? He's been really, really good.
Yeah, I mean, if you're a Marxist and you want to destroy the country, the best thing you could do is maybe put an empty suit in there with half a brain and just pull the levers for him. Well on
your way. Here's what getting gas along the East Coast is like right now. Look at this woman and what she decided to...
Why are people this dumb?
She's got a Walmart bag.
She's filled it up with gas.
And filled it up with gas. Gasoline is in that Walmart bag.
Well, then what happens if it starts...
And then I'm just going to tie it, and then I'll just put it...
well, wait.
I got to open my trunk, and then I'm just going to put it in my trunk.
Well, no, you're going to double bag it, of course.
Oh, okay, well, then now it's fixed.
Now you'll fix it.
Oh, she's double bagging.
Yeah. Because look, when she picks it up,
she's a genius.
Watch the gas. Just starts pouring out of it. Oh, no.
Okay.
I'm a dummy.
Alrighty.
There it is, going all over the place.
So she thought she was going to, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to store a little gas on the side and some Walmart bags.
A moron.
And then when it runs out at the pump, I'll just have it in my Walmart bags.
Right. I'll keep it in my trunk, drive around with it.
That is almost like a comedy sketch.
Right.
It's hard to believe.
And you see these polls and you wonder, how did we get here? Ta-da!
Yeah, welcome to it. Great to have you with us. 888-900-3393. Told you a few minutes ago that the best criticism of Joe Biden in the media by far is this guy from Sky News. Although it's Sky News Australia, not England. I didn't even know they had Sky News in Australia. I thought it was just a British thing.
Yeah. Because he says bloke, right? And I think that's an Australian thing, right?
Well, no, the Beatles always said bloke. The Beatles said bloke.
Are the Beatles from Australia?
No, they're actually from South Africa.
The Beatles are from... I didn't know this. Hold on, this is breaking news.
They're from Cape Town, South Africa.
Wow.
Well, no, I mean, Paul is actually from Johannesburg. The other three were all from Cape Town.
Wow, so, the things you learn on this program.
Right? A lot of people don't know that. A lot of people think they're from the United States, Idaho. Based on their accent, people say, what are you guys from, Pocatello?
Huh.
Is that where you're from?
Yeah.
Yeah, but they're not. They're from
not.
South Africa.
And I thought Australia this whole time.
No.
So is Abbey Road, they have that album cover where they're crossing the street and stuff?
That's the Abbey Road in Cape Town. Yeah, they've got one there too. So.
Oh.
Yeah, kind of weird.
Huh.
A lot of people don't know it.
No.
But now you do.
Now you do.
You learn a little something new on the show every single day.
Fascinating.
So share that with your friends at parties this weekend. I think they'll be really interested. 888-900-3393. Anyway, this bloke from Australia, Alan Jones, this was on the 100-day speech from Joe Biden. And so he did this whole segment on, here's the leader of the free world kind of thing. And I think it's the feel-good segment of the year.
Well, we ignore at our peril the weak leadership in America. And we're now seeing the consequences of this around the world. Myanmar, Hong Kong, Taiwan. And I will say something later about Israel. France. President Biden addressed a joint session of Congress today. This bloke is without shame. He hailed the COVID-19 vaccines distributed across the United States as a dose of hope. That hope, Mr. Biden, was launched on Trump's watch. Trump ordered millions of vaccines before anyone thought of it.
True.
Only last week, Biden was telling the world in a virtual summit on climate change, and note Biden wearing a mask, the only one, that the world's biggest polluter, if carbon dioxide is pollution, is China. They're promising net zero emissions by 2060, 10 years after our commitment to 2050, when our economies will be trashed. China will reign supreme using our cheap coal. So, a week after the virtual climate summit, Biden had no direct condemnation today of China's pollution or military aggression. What he said was, quote, "In my discussion with President Xi, I told him we welcome the competition." What the hell's that about? "We're not looking for conflict." Unquote.
So
well,
great.
of course, there will be no conflict. China is playing Biden off a break. Tony Abbott summed it up brilliantly last weekend when he wrote, quote, "There's been the militarisation of the South China Sea, the bullying of neighbours, even India, the trade boycotts against Australia, the abrogation of the One Country, Two Systems Treaty on Hong Kong, the mass internment of the Uyghurs, and most dangerous for the wider world, the growing belligerence towards Taiwan, a liberal democracy of 25 million people that should not have to submit just because it was part of China more than 100 years and 2 world wars ago," unquote. And of course, China is militarising ports across our region. It's invaded Taiwan's airspace. What did the leader of the free world have to say in his first address about any of that today? Nothing. And no mention of Israel, with reports in the last 48 hours that former Secretary of State John Kerry, now Biden's climate change czar, dished details of covert Israeli actions to the Iranians. And you mean to say this bloke Biden isn't cognitively delinquent? Have a listen to this. The President of the United States of America.
We have to do more than just build back better. We have to build back better. With regard to Russia, I know it concerns some of you, but I made very clear to Putin that we're not going to seek escalation.
That was clear to Russia, though.
Putting Biden in this position of leading the world's democracies is elder abuse. His incoherence is not new, but it surely can't go on. There will have to be a presidential resignation shortly. Listen to this from only a couple of weeks ago.
The only way to spare more pain and more loss, the only way. These millstones no longer mark our national mourning. These milestones, I should say, no longer mark our national mourning.
The hell? Wow. Wow.
God help me. And then this.
I have never been particularly poor at calculating how to get things done in the United States Senate. So the best way to get something done, if it holds near and dear to you that you like to be able to, anyway.
Oh man.
This is the leader of the free world.
Thank you.
How can we believe any self-respecting world leader will take this bloke seriously? Can you imagine what it's like talking to him live?
No.
One wag had it right with a meme that was posted on social media that says it all. "Hey, Sleepy Joe, I think it'd be less confusing if you just turned the teleprompter around and let us read it for ourselves." Look, it's easy to laugh. This is very, very serious.
Yeah, he's absolutely right.
Yeah.
It is. It's funny for a moment, but it is very, very serious.
Seriously, if you were visiting an old folks' home and this guy were sitting in a corner, Joe Biden,
it'd just be sad,
babbling away. You'd be like, "Oh, I'm sorry." That guy's
that's really sad. But when he's the leader of the free world, as this bloke pointed out, it's way beyond sad, way beyond that. Let me tell you about something that will make you happy, because it's going to help your dog be more active and healthier, and it's going to be a puppy-like again. Rough Greens. Rough Greens is not a dog food. It's a dog food supplement. You just sprinkle it on the dog's food, because the dog's food is, let's face it, dead food. If you use that dry kibble food, it's been burned to the point where it's been sterilized, and so that kills everything in it. Kills all the live stuff, the probiotics and vitamins and minerals and antioxidants and omega oils and all that kind of stuff that your dog needs to be healthy and frisky. My dog absolutely loves the taste, will not eat her food without it anymore. But some dogs apparently take a while to get used to this. And so Rough Greens doesn't want you to waste your time and your money. So they're going to send you a free bag of Rough Greens for your dog to try out. All you have to pay is shipping. So go to roughgreens.com and they'll send you a little bag of this, and you can see if your dog's going to like it before you order it. That's roughgreens.com, or you can call 833-ROUGH-DOG.
Pat Gray.
Of course, having a cognitively dysfunctioning president of the United States, that's not our biggest problem. What our biggest problem here in America is, as we all know, white supremacy. And the Biden administration's top law enforcement officials pledged yesterday to dedicate their resources to combat domestic violent extremists amid questions over whether the agencies are equipped to monitor such threats in the wake of the January 6th Capitol riot.
Ugh, they're milking this for everything they can.
I just, it's seriously, this was the biggest revolution in the history of the world to the left. Attorney General, and I don't want to diminish it, but neither do I want to make it into the Mount Everest of problems. Come on. Can we put it into perspective a little bit? Attorney General Merrick Garland and Homeland Security Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas appeared before the Senate Appropriations Committee for a hearing on domestic extremism as Congress ramped up its scrutiny this week of the circumstances around the attack on the Capitol building. Both Garland and Mayorkas testified that white supremacist groups pose the most serious domestic national security threat in the United States, reinforcing what analysts have long concluded about far-right organizations, without, by the way, any evidence of that. I mean, they've got this one thing. They've got this January 6th, which is why it pisses me off so much that people did this, that there was anybody on the right involved in this thing, that any Trump supporters entered the Capitol building like that illegally.
And what did you just say? You said you don't want to minimize it.
I don't.
But the government has taken it to an extreme level, and that's what they're going to do for power. You could have just taken January 6th out and put COVID in there. I don't want to minimize it, but I also don't want the government locking our rights down over this.
Yes. And that's what they're doing with both situations.
Never let a crisis go to waste.
Both of these situations are allowing them to seize more power, and that's what they're doing. And this particular situation from January 6th is allowing them to spy on people that they believe are dangerous. And who do they believe are dangerous? Everybody on the right. Everybody who is a Trump supporter. Anybody who has any concerns at all about the 2020 presidential election. I'm sorry, you're fair game now. We're going to have to watch you and monitor you and maybe even follow you around because you're dangerous. I mean, the Senate Appropriations Committee hearing just deemed you the most dangerous people in America right now. We got to look out for, it's for your own safety. It's for the safety of the country. We can't have another insurgency against our government, trying to overthrow the government. They go on. Domestic violent extremists pose an elevated threat in 2021, and in the FBI's view, the top domestic violent extremist threat we face comes from racially or ethnically motivated violent extremists. Keep in mind, they're saying this with a straight face, with all of the garbage going on in Portland and Seattle and Antifa all across the country. They're saying this. Really? Jeez. Plus, where are the tapes? Where is the footage? Obviously, it's not going to be tape anymore. It's probably going to be digitally recorded. No matter the method that they used or the format that they used, let's see the footage we haven't seen yet. Why won't you show it to us? Is it because it proves your point too clearly? Is that why? We don't want to show you because you're going to be too pissed off at the Trump people. It'll make you too angry at all those Trumpers. It's just, and this is to protect Trump and his supporters. That's why we're hiding this from you. So, yeah, because we didn't do anything wrong. You won't see any leftists leading this group pretending to be Trump supporters. You won't see any of that. That's not what we're hiding. Okay. Huh. Yeah, I'm sure that's the case. I'm sure that they're trying to protect the guilty here. Unbelievable. And one day it's going to come out. One day it's going to be shown. And then what's going to happen? Well, they'll ignore it, like they ignore every other fact that doesn't fit their agenda. That's what's going to happen. It's pathetic. But they've been allowed to get to this point, and so they just keep working this same game plan because it works for them. 888-900-3393. Also at Pat Unleashed on Twitter. Let me tell you about Texas Superfood. If you don't get a lot of really good food in your diet, vegetables and fruits and things that are raw and don't have all of the nutrients cooked out of them, then Texas Superfood is absolutely the way to go. It's got the power of nutritionally dense fruits and vegetables, raw fruits and vegetables, antioxidant rich. They're organic, vine ripened fruits and vegetables, all natural. It's just great stuff. Every ingredient in Texas Superfood has been certified and selected to give you optimal nutritional intake. All the fruits and vegetables used are grown organically from locally sourced farms. So you're getting the highest quality nutritional supplement that's available on the market. Go to TexasSuperfood.com right now. Check it out. TexasSuperfood.com. Got some tweets here. Cows with guns. That's probably not a good combination. I don't really trust the cows with guns. Do you?
And why is that? Are you
well, they're cows. They're cows.
Species.
They're food. And so I don't like my food to have a gun. Then how am I going to eat it? If it's shooting at me to stop me from eating it.
You got to sneak up on it. It really makes the hunt that much more challenging.
All right. Anyway, Cows with Guns tweets. I just had a Cocoa Pebbles coffee creamer.
What? Really? That's awesome.
Is this a great country or what? You're not getting Cocoa Pebbles coffee creamer from the Ruskies, are you? No. The Chi-Coms? No. Nope. Are the Cubans coming up with Cocoa Pebbles coffee creamer? No. United States of America, my friends.
America.
Northwest Idahoan tweets, I bet the lady double bagged her gas, also double masks.
You know it. You know it.
From I'm a lickin' butter. You store gasoline in plastic bags because putting it in paper bags would just be stupid. Duh. Yeah, I don't know why we didn't think of that, Ima. I don't know why. Or should I call you Ms. Lickenbutter? Joe Blob tweets, what happened to all the anti-bullying training I received at work? The same folks pushing all the sensitivity / anti-bullying training while teaching me the silver rule over the golden rule are trying to push the vax via bullying. Aren't they, though? Well,
great point.
They might bribe you, too, occasionally. They'll bribe you.
Well, the bribe.
And then they'll bully you.
Then the bully, right? It's like the nudge and then the shove.
Rants Out Loud tweets, Sky News Australia is more conservative than Fox News could ever dream of being. Oh, you'd never get that kind of rant on Fox News anymore.
No.
No way.
No, they would actually stop someone from making that kind of rant.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Oh, no, dude, no, let's not do that.
Not with Lachlan, the son in charge anymore. Especially not with him in charge. They're both the sons are liberal, and they're not like Rupert Murdoch. Rupert, is kind of. I mean, he's somewhat conservative, I think, but not the sons.
Well, you made the point off air, is that could you have ever imagined a time where MSNBC would be out-lefted by another network?
Yeah.
And it has happened.
Oh, CNN definitely is taking that ground.
It's a great point.
Definitely.
I mean, back in the day, you would think, man, the people at MSNBC are just insane.
They're the worst.
Gosh, these people suck.
They look like Fox News now in comparison to CNN.
Yeah.
Something else.
Boy, what a fun time, huh?
That's a fun time.
But
yeah,
we got the coffee creamer that tastes like cereal.
Yeah, we do have that going for us. So there's that.
Yeah.
We also have this. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson.
Whoa. The future president?
Future president of the United States.
I mean, seriously?
Now he's saying, though, he's not going to run until 2032. 2032.
Yeah, he's just being nice.
He wants, I think he likes Biden. Well, he obviously does because he kind of campaigned for him. He did that video about how he was going to vote for Biden over Trump. And so I don't think the guy's a conservative.
Yeah, and I would like to make it clear that just because I say that The Rock is going to be a future president of the United States, that is not the same as me saying, I can't wait to vote for The Rock.
Yeah.
I'm just telling you that's the way our country's going.
He would not be good. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson continued his presidential tease this week when he said he's considering a possible run for office in the near future as part of his, quote, ambition to unite our country, unquote. Yeah, that's what we need is a former professional wrestler to unite the country. That'd work really well, I think. Speaking with Willie Geist of Sunday Today in an interview, the actor said that he'd run for president if he felt there was enough solid public support. He also described himself as a political independent and centrist, despite the fact that he endorsed Joe Biden and Kamala Harris in the previous election, which was moronic of him. If you're a centrist, what are you doing voting for those two? What are you doing promoting those two?
And if you really do want to be president of the United States, which it does sound like he definitely does,
yeah, he does.
When you get down to the brass tacks there, all you're going to hear from the right that you're trying to court as your independent campaign is, oh, you're the guy that helped the guy that got Trump out of office. Oh, I'm not voting for you. It's a dead end there for him.
Yeah, I think so. At least for people on the right. He said, not sure our founding fathers ever envisioned a 6'4", bald, tattooed, half black, half Samoan, tequila drinking, pickup truck driving, fanny pack wearing guy joining their club. But if it ever happens, it'd be my honor to serve the people.
He's saying, please nominate me somebody.
Yep.
Please want me.
He wants it.
He wants it.
Definitely wants it.
He just doesn't want to look like he wants it. He's like, me?
If you insist.
Oh,
I just, don't get me wrong, I'm flattered.
Right.
I can't right now because I don't want to mess with Joe Biden because I love him. But that is really something that you would want me to, okay.
I mean,
all right, I will.
A bald Samoan tattooed professional wrestler? Me?
And there he is. So
is his calculus on the 12 years, is that he thinks Biden's only going to be in there for one term and then Kamala for two, and then he'll come in and write in?
Perhaps. Yeah, because there's 2 elections before then. So why are you waiting that long? You could go 2028. Why would you wait till 2032?
We don't want to step on Kamala's toes.
Will stop paying them.
All right. Well, maybe. Also, it's not too soon to start thinking about 2024. We got some poll data already from Convention of States.
Okay.
And the 2024 polling data. Americans are evenly divided on President Biden's job performance. What? 48.3% approve, and about the same disapprove.
Yeah, 47.5. Yeah, that's split.
There it is.
That's generous. That's a generous poll number.
So 35.8% of Americans strongly approve. 12.5% approve of Biden's performance. So that's how you add it up to the 48.3.
Yeah, often overlooked as the special interest group, the people that really love standing in line for gasoline.
Yeah.
And they really came out in this poll. It turned out.
Almost 42% of Americans strongly disapprove, which is, of course, where I am. 5.6% of Americans just disapprove. Republican voters strongly support a Trump presidential run. 49.1% of Republican voters would absolutely vote for him. 12.4% would likely vote for him. Another 7.8% would consider voting for him. Now, there's only, looks like about 24% who are unlikely or just won't vote for him.
I love the question, if Trump doesn't run,
who would it be?
Who would it be?
And who do you suppose? I mean, obviously, it's Ron DeSantis by a lot. Ron DeSantis over Ted Cruz.
Yeah, 47-20.
And then
surprised Cruz is that high.
Number 3, I am too, really. Mike Pence, third, followed by someone else at fourth, and Nikki Haley, fifth. They didn't even consider what's-her-face, Kristi Noem.
Oh, yeah, she's not in here.
In South Dakota, so
Weird.
She was somewhere under that.
Pat Gray.
Somebody just asked about Dwayne Johnson and whether or not where he was born, right? So he wasn't born in Samoa, right? He was born.
No, I think it's his heritage there.
Okay, yeah. So he's half black, half Samoan, and he's actually from California. Hayward, California.
Hayward, California. We looked this up. Yep.
And then we just looked up because it seemed to me that he played college football. I couldn't remember where though, and it turns out Miami. He played for the Hurricanes.
Yeah,
linebacker for the Hurricanes. But then he went undrafted in the NFL and signed an undrafted free agent contract with somebody. By
the way, he was a backup to Warren Sapp on that 91 Miami Hurricanes team.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, he didn't go drafted, so he ended up signing with the Calgary Stampeders of the Canadian Football League as a linebacker.
Okay.
And they assigned him to the practice roster, but 2 months into the season, they cut him.
What? He couldn't even make the CFL?
I mean,
what kind of sissy is this guy?
Right.
That's embarrassing.
Okay, this is being recorded. He might hear this one day. So careful. Tread lightly. Yeah. So
all right.
But they cut him, and he didn't have the chops for the Canadian Football League.
What's the matter with you, man?
Oh, please don't audit me later when you're president.
Yeah, really.
We're just playing around, man.
Just playing because
cool.
you voted
for
Biden. It's just
Jumanji, you're good.
Yeah, blowing off a little steam for the Biden vote. That's all. 888-900-3393. Did you see that it snowed this week in Denver, Colorado?
Wow.
We're talking May, almost middle May. I guess it was the 10th and 11th. I think it snowed. Monday and Tuesday it snowed.
I missed this. Wow.
In Denver. They have gotten snow in 9 consecutive months. Every month since last September, they've had snow.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Isn't that amazing? Thank you, global warming. It's our SUVs that are causing that.
I mean,
of course.
I know in late August, it got down to 55 degrees when I was there, whenever I was there in August. And not down in the valley. I mean, that wasn't up in the mountains, you know? So, I mean, it's been chilly there for a while.
Wow.
But like you said, if not for the global warming, it could have been an ice age in
That's right.
Mile High Stadium.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Also, yesterday, the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame inductees were not just the nominees. These were the bands and the artists who were inducted into the Hall of Fame for 2021. And here they are. Here's the list.
Hello, rock and roll fans.
Hi.
I'm honored to be standing inside the Rock and Roll
we
Hall
didn't
of
pick
Fame
it up at the
in Cleveland, Ohio, to announce our 2021
I wanted to start it with
Rock
the
and Roll
actual
Hall of Fame.
Okay.
Pause it for a second.
inductees.
Start it with the actual what?
They're telling me to wait. They told me to wait. I'm going to wait.
Wait.
I'm
All
going
right,
to
let's
trust the
see
process. Trust the process, Keith.
We weren't trusting the
I
process.
know. I apologize.
All right, go ahead.
Sorry.
In the fan vote. And now, here is the 2021 class of Rock and Roll Hall of Fame inductees.
He's very animated.
In the performers category, Tina Turner.
Yeah, there's rock and roll, baby. Rock and roll.
Carole King.
Oh,
The Go-Go's.
rock on.
Yeah,
Jay-Z.
we got the beat.
Oh, Jay-Z.
Nice
Foo
hairdo.
Fighters.
Foo Fighters. Yeah, Dave Grohl's in there twice, I think.
Oh,
Finally.
In addition,
Rock
In
on.
we're
addition-
honored to induct the following in these special categories.
Oh, special.
Clarence Avant.
Sure.
as our Ahmet
I think we
Ertegun
all feel that
Award.
way. Clarence Avant
Craftwork.
deserves it. They've been trying. Pause it for a second. They've been trying for years to get Kraftwerk into the Rock Hall of Fame.
We've been waiting for this day.
And they finally made it.
Yes.
As some special
Special
category
category.
thing. Oh my gosh. They have one song in America that anyone knows, and it's Bon 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 Autobahn. Brilliant lyrics. Bon, that's what they do, the whole song. Bon 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 Autobahn. Ta-da!
Wow.
How long did it take you to write down those lyrics, man? That had, wow. I mean, some serious brain power went into
How
that.
many takes you think it took to get that one perfect?
I don't. Too many. Too many. All right, let's see who else.
Charlie Patton.
Sure, I would have.
Yeah.
I was just going to say.
Been waiting for
Scott
that one.
Heron. from early influence.
No rerun, brothers. The revolution will be live. Right there. Yeah.
LL Cool J.
Come on.
Billy Preston.
Nothing from nothing.
Leaves nothing. You got to have something.
From musical excellence.
Randy Rhodes. Yes. Yes.
Wow, it's rock and roll.
All I can tell you is yes on that
inductees.
one.
Yeah, that's good.
So you got Jay-Z, the Foo Fighters, and the Go-Go's in their first-time ballot, people. These are first-time ballots. And, you know, the Foo Fighters belong, I guess. I'm kind of ambivalent on the Foo Fighters.
But do you draw the line at who should be acknowledged, or do you draw the line where they've set the bar with previous inductees?
No, I draw the line at who should be. I mean, it's the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, right? That's what it says it is.
As one of your Pathead listeners said very astutely, it should just be called the Music Hall of Fame at this point.
At this point, it should, yes.
It's not rock.
That's right. That's very true.
So Iron Maiden got skipped. The guy who was like...
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, they did.
How many albums have they sold?
120 million, I think it was.
Good grief. But there's no influence there, right?
No. Foreigner, of course.
Foreigner,
gone.
of
not
course.
There. As always, not
The
there.
Monkees, of course.
The Monkees.
Tommy James and the Shondells, of course.
But the Go-Go's are in. The Go-Go's are in.
The Go-Go's made it, so...
Seriously? I mean, the Go-Go's had a few hits. They had, what? We Got the Beat, Vacation, maybe one or two others. But, I mean, they sold 7 million albums. 7 million worldwide. That's it. That's it. Is that Hall of Fame worthy? And don't even get me started on Jay-Z. I mean, gut check, full stop. It's not rock. It is not rock. Build a hip-hop Hall of Fame.
Right.
Or a rap Hall of Fame somewhere. This doesn't make any sense. As for Tina Turner, ick. Full stop.
Just gut check. Stop.
But what's love got to do with it?
Nothing. Yeah. It doesn't. I certainly don't love her music. I tell you that.
Why aren't cities falling over themselves, especially in this climate,
to do a hip hop Hall of Fame?
To recognize hip hop artists.
I don't know.
In fact, I think it's racist that nobody has tried to make one of these.
Thank you.
Let's see if there is one, and maybe we just don't know about it.
I think they're afraid of being called racists, and that's why they put all these rap artists in there now.
Oh,
and
yeah, totally.
You know, so it's completely not a rock Hall of Fame.
Oh, I found the Hip Hop Hall of Fame. It's in Manhattan.
Is there one?
It's been around since 1992. It's in Manhattan.
Then put these guys in there.
I don't understand why that.
I don't either.
Is it just bad marketing by them?
Yes. I mean, that's part of it.
Is there a rap Hall of Fame?
And then you got people like Carole King. I mean, her Tapestry album was huge in the early 70s, and she sold 75 million.
Wow.
Albums. But rock, again, she's not really rock, right? It's just, I mean, Todd Rundgren, if you must, I guess, go ahead, because I guess he's a hip choice. But none of these artists can be mentioned in the same breath as Foreigner
or Tommy James.
That
or the Monkees.
What Keith said.
And we're the Connells. I mean, I'm so sick and tired of the Connells being ignored by the music world.
They sold over 8 albums. Over 8 albums.
And they're all at my house.
They're all at Keith's house.
Seriously, though. I mean, that they actually, if there was a college rock Hall of Fame, no joking.
They'd be in it. They'd be in
it. They were huge.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I'm with you on that.
No,
absolutely. You know I am.
Don't pity me here on the air. Save that for off.
LL Cool J, he belongs with Jay-Z in the Hip Hop Hall of Fame. Billy Preston. I will say this about Billy Preston. I mean, he played with the Beatles enough that...
Oh, the South African Beatles that we talked about earlier.
Yes, the ones from South Africa.
Yeah, okay. Okay, now I know who you're talking about. Okay.
In the mid to late 60s, he played with the Beatles all the time. I mean, almost enough to be the 5th Beatle. Plus, he had some great songs. Will It Go Round in Circles? They played Nothing from Nothing. So I'm okay with that choice.
Sure.
I don't know if it's rock, but he did play with rock artists. And Randy Rhodes, I mean, absolutely deserves it. His special category thing. Even though his life was really cut short, he was only 25 years old when he died.
Oh.
25 when he died in a plane crash. But for my money, maybe the greatest guitarist who ever lived. I think he's up there, at least in the top 5. Got to be top 5.
Wait.
He was awesome with Quiet Riot.
Yeah.
But on Ozzy's Crazy Train that they just played a little sample of, I mean, that's guitar work. And that's rock and roll. That's what the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame should be about, right? Rock!
Quick question. Can we pick the Pat Gray music brain for a second here? I don't want to put you on the spot here, but I'm going to. When you said he's a top 5 guitarist of all time, do you have a list in your head, or you're just saying he's up there? Because if you had a list in your head, I'd be curious to know who your top 5 would be. It doesn't be in order.
Okay, well, in addition to Randy Rhodes.
Sure.
And this is in no particular order.
Okay. On the spot, Pat.
But
should be a new segment.
Jimi Hendrix.
Okay.
Eddie Van Halen.
Okay.
Get
2 more.
So that's
you got to get 2 more.
I need 2. Eric Clapton. And Stevie Ray Vaughan.
So Jimmy Page does not make the cut.
No, I'm top 10. I'm not as high on
Joe
Jimmy Page
Satriani
as many
does not
are.
make the cut.
No.
The Edge does not make the cut.
No.
George Huntley from the Connells.
You notice Tom Scholes from Boston didn't make the cut
right.
either.
But I also noticed George Huntley from the
really
Connells
good.
didn't make the cut
No, George
either.
Huntley didn't make the cut.
Wow.
I considered him for a minute, but then I thought, no.
And save your
If
list.
there's a college rock hall of fame,
Sure.
then George Huntley would be there.
If you live in Raleigh, North Carolina, George Huntley now sells real estate.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah. He's a great guy. He's
So
just-
they don't do music anymore? Are they?
they're
not
coming out with a
together?
new album this year.
Nah, that's music to my ears.
First
right there.
one since 2001,
Music.
y'all.
Music to my ears. All right, let me tell you about Scoremaster. The average American has 97 points they could add to their credit score. Of course, they have no idea how to get them, but Scoremaster does. They're the new credit science to super boost your credit score. They'll show you how to do this. When you go to scoremaster.com, they will tell you how many points you can add and how fast you can add them. It's really great. Now, the average Scoremaster user raises their credit score 61 points in 20 days or less. So let's say your score was in the high 500s to mid 600s when you bought a new car. If you gone to Scoremaster first and raised your credit score just the average 61 points, you could have saved $9,000 on your car loan, and it would be more like $100,000 over the life of your home loan. So this is a great way to go. It just improves your life in virtually every way. When you go to scoremaster.com, they put you in control of your finance, not the banks, and you can enroll in just minutes. Visit scoremaster.com/Pat. Scoremaster.com/Pat.
Pat Gray.
Oh, we got to show you this new Army recruiting ad. Jeez. Earlier this week, we showed you, this weekend last, we had a couple of videos from the CIA about how important it is to feature, diversity and LGBTQIA2+ people. We got to make sure that we show you that they are in the CIA, and now we're showing you this Army recruiting video, which is a cartoon, and it wants you to know that, well, I'll let them tell the tale.
This is the story of a soldier who operates your nation's Patriot missile defense systems.
Oh, good.
It begins in California with a little girl raised by 2 moms.
Oh, wow, good.
U.S. Army.
2 moms. It's Emma. Her name just washed up on the shore. That's really cool.
Although I had a fairly typical childhood, took ballet, played violin, I also marched for equality.
Oh, good.
I like to think I've been defending freedom from an early age.
You keep thinking that.
When I was 6 years old, one of my moms had an accident that left her paralyzed. Doctors said she might never walk again. But she tapped into my family's pride to get back on her feet.
Pause it for a second. Wait,
Eventually-
she tapped into your family's pride to get back on her feet again. Okay. So pride allowed her to walk again. That's great.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
Yeah, that's really cool. Magic pride. Let's see the rest.
Eventually standing at the altar to marry my other mom.
Oh,
With
lovely.
such powerful role models,
It's powerful.
I finished high school at the top of my class and then attended UC Davis, where I joined a sorority full of other strong women.
Did they all have
But
two
as
moms as
graduation
well?
approached, I
what?
began feeling like I'd been handed so much in life. A sorority girl stereotype. Sure, I'd spent my life around inspiring women.
Sure, you had. Sure.
But what had I really achieved
Obviously.
on my own?
I don't know. What'd you achieve?
One of my sorority sisters was studying abroad in Italy. Another was climbing Mount Everest.
What were you doing?
I needed my own adventures,
She needs her own.
my own challenge.
Yeah? You needed to
And
climb
after
a rope.
meeting with an army recruiter, I found it.
Ta-da!
A way to prove my inner strength and maybe shatter some stereotypes along the way. I'm U.S. Army Corporal Emma Malone Lord, and I answered my calling.
I've got chills. What calls you? I've got chills right now. So, is everything in the United States government now going to be about promoting and glorifying LGBTQIA2+ people? Is that what this is all about? Is that all we can do now in the CIA and the U.S. Army? We're not looking for excellence anymore. Don't worry about excellence. We're just looking for people with alternate lifestyles. If you have an alternate lifestyle, we want you in the CIA and we want you in the Army.
How do you choose, though? I mean, you got to pick one or the other, right?
Well, I go with the one that has the cartoon because I like cartoons.
You like cartoons?
Yeah. Yeah.
So you're going Army.
I'm going Army.
I mean,
I'm going Army.
I like books.
So you got to go with the
I gotta go-
librarian.
yeah.
You know, in the CIA.
I'm gonna go chill at the
CIA librarian. You want to be a librarian at the CIA?
I do not.
That's because you can't cut it, my friend. You can't cut it at the CIA library.
How difficult do you think the training is to be the CIA
really hard.
librarian?
I think it's hard. I'll bet you it's really hard.
Because think about this. At the end of the day, he's got to go over to the game section,
Yeah.
the board game section,
Right.
and clean up all the pieces that,
That's right.
that the slob
Maybe we
CIA
should remind
agents.
people of the kinds of things he had to do. I don't know if we still have that laying around somewhere.
By the way, Rob tells me that this Army cartoon thing, there's a whole series of those apparently. That's just the one that's making the rounds right now.
Really? Are they all about alternate lifestyles,
I
or
don't
are some
know.
of them, hey, we want really strong people. We want people who have good vision, good hearing. We want people who are healthy. We want people in shape. We want good Americans who love this country. How about any of those values?
I don't know.
Nope.
I was just about to say, and Rob read my mind. I was about to say, Rob, take a look at those videos and find us another good one. And he just said in my ear that I can't pay him enough to watch any of those videos. So,
Oh, boy.
Oh, we got the CIA librarian. You want to see this? This is hard work, man.
As an agency librarian, I work to ensure that our collection and services are matched up with what CIA
And I
needs.
flip through pages in
Not
slow
only am I
motion.
involved in the acquisitions of journals, books,
That's hard
and
to do.
countless electronic resources, I'm also encouraged to curate special collections that challenge expectation.
Oh, encourage.
Recently, I brought in our intelligence gaming collection to give officers unique opportunities to practice skills they need in their various
Great.
roles. Instead of sitting for hours in front of a computer-based training, they can play a carefully selected game to train a specific set of skills
They can play
while
a
simultaneously building on the
carefully
myriad
selected
soft skills
game.
essential to intelligence work.
I see.
My favorite thing about CIA is that they encourage the out-of-the-box ideas that drive real progress. Growing up gay in a small southern town, I was lucky to have a wonderful and accepting family. I always struggled with the idea that I might not be able to discuss my personal life at work.
Yeah.
Imagine my surprise when I was taking my oath at CIA and I noticed a rainbow on then-Director Brennan's lanyard.
Surprise!
Which I later learned was designed by Angle, one of the many employee resource groups here at the agency.
Okay,
I remember
good,
being
good.
stunned.
Stunned.
Since then,
I'm
however,
stunned, too.
I've learned that far beyond the resource groups, inclusion is a core value here. Officers
Thank
from the
goodness.
top down work hard to ensure that every
Pause it
single
for a second.
person,
That's what I
whatever-
look for in a spy agency. Inclusion. Thank you. Do you guys do include everyone? every person from every background and every stripe under the rainbow. Do you include everyone?
Well, only if they can flip through books in slow motion.
Can you, though? I'm not sure that's slow motion. That looks like normal motion to me.
Okay, hold on. Let me try. Can I try this? Can I get another chance? I'm gonna play a game. Like I got.
All right.
Got these guys.
You got two
here.
balls.
Yep.
Literally.
Right here in front of me. So
what are you gonna do with them?
I'm not gonna continue this segment. That's for sure.
All right. Let's see the rest of this.
Officers from the top down work hard to ensure that every single person, whatever their gender, gender identity,
sexual
race,
orientation,
disability, or sexual orientation, can bring their entire self to work.
I just guessed. This is wild stab in the dark. The CIA. I'm sorry, not the. It's just CIA. Okay.
And remember, slow-mo. I'll get this skill down, and one day I'll be in CIA. Slow motion page turning, and then you have to be able to walk in slow motion too. You know, down the hall.
Right.
Because every one of these videos features like one of the skills is just
walking slowly toward we don't know what.
We are being mocked
Asinine.
by our enemies.
Oh, are you kidding me?
Does our government realize that the internet is around the world and they can see these videos?
Apparently not. Apparently not. I bet they're shaking in their boots right now in Russia.
So let's use brain cells before we post things on the internet. Thanks.
Oof. I mean, it's good for a laugh, but then at the end of the day, you're like, oh my gosh, wait, no, those are our protectors.
Right. And here's what I love about it. This is what we're focused on at the CIA. At CIA.
Yeah.
This is what we're focused on at CIA.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's like myriad. Do you ever say there's a myriad, or I also hear it, there's myriad things?
Oh, really?
Yeah. You don't put the A before or the of after for some reason.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, then I guess I've had it wrong all this time.
I think so.
I say a
myriad of, right? But
Yeah.
I think when it's correct, it's like there's myriad, whatever. And then you're noun.
Well, that's dumb.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it is. I don't get it.
That's really stupid.
But the world is changing, and we better change with it because we're not going to be included in this new world.
Oh, really?
If we don't get on board.
Wait, there's an opt-out?
Get on board. No, there.
Wait, you just suggested that.
Yes, we can put you in a re-education camp. We can do that.
Well, is it a re-education camp of my choosing though?
No, it's not your choosing.
I don't get to pick?
No, you don't get to pick. No, you don't.
I want a mountain view.
Uh-huh.
Maybe a stream that I can at least hear.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want it so close that like there's a flooding risk.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
And just a little bit of room to stretch out.
Yeah, no. That's not what we have in mind for you. But,
NFL Sunday ticket.
But it's cute that you want all those things.
That's all I
great.
need.
That's
all
really
I need.
Great. All right, we didn't even get to this psycho Daisy Behringer, who's a freelance writer and editor, that said she hopes Tesla CEO and SpaceX founder Elon Musk dies in a Tesla fire because of his appearance on Saturday Night Live, where he gave the white supremacy sign, which is the okay sign.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Can we blur that out in post-production? Pat.
Good tip for you. That doesn't mean white supremacy.
Pat Gray, only on the Blaze Radio Network.